Hi, I'm Scott Humphrey, CEO of the World Floor Covering Association, and this is Leadership Live. And this week on the lead story, I want to focus again on the impact of our past. Sometimes failure is what impacts us in the past, but I've also seen people held back by their successes. You meet people like this when you go to reunions in high school, and they're talking about the great play, and they've lived back there all the time. Again, I say the past is a great place to learn. It's a terrible place to live. In 1987, George Foreman, who had been the heavyweight champion of the world, and I share this with you because his movie is out right now and I can't wait to go see it, but George Foreman decides that he's going to leave his position in the ministry and go back to boxing again. Part of that was a financial thing. He wanted to raise money to help an organization that would impact the lives of young people. But he decides to go back and fight, and he wants to fight for the heavyweight championship again. He gets his trainer to come back out and meet with him, and he's just not having success. It's not working. He's not seeing the strides that he knows he needs to see to get back to that level. And so he asked the trainer, he said, "How are you training me? Why is this not working?" He said, "George, I'm training you like George Foreman, the guy that used to be the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm trying to get you back to that level." He said, "That's the problem. I don't want you to train me like a guy who used to be the heavyweight champion of the world." He said, "Train me as somebody who's never been the heavyweight champion of the world, who wants to be." And you know the rest of the story. He comes back and he wins the heavyweight championship of the world with an amazing punch that Michael Moore would like to forget. Here's a gentleman who had great success in his past and could have used that to define him. He could have lived based on what he had been, but he wasn't satisfied, and he encouraged those around him not to focus on what he had accomplished, but on what he would accomplish. I don't know your level of success, but I know if you're listening to this podcast, you're focused on succeeding. You've got an amazing story, just like George Foreman's. I want you to go out there and live that story. Live the story that you want other people to tell.